The Wall Street Journal. This is how completely out of touch Republicans are, particularly the billionaires who basically own the Republican Party, like Rupert and Lachlan Murdoch, who own the Wall Street Journal. This is how out of touch these billionaires are with the average Americans and what Americans want. The Wall Street Journal, I don't know if it was yesterday or if it was this morning's. It's breaking news this morning, so I'm guessing it was today's Wall Street Journal, but it might have been yesterday's. Just came out with an editorial, an op-ed, in which the editors are attacking the Harris-Walz campaign, and specifically Tim Walz. And they're going after him for what he did in Minnesota. So just, imagine you're an average voter, right? Not some MAGA freak and not a well-informed Democrat, just an average voter. And you read this in the Wall Street Journal. These are the things that Tim Walz did. And by the way, they're saying these are the terrible things that Tim Walz did. And I'll just quote from the Wall Street Journal. Funding the North Star Promise program, which provides free college for students with a family income under $80,000. Creating a state system for paid family and medical leave capped at a combined 20 weeks a year and funded by a 0.88% payroll tax. Mandating that public utilities generate 80% carbon-free electricity by 2030, ramping up to 100% by 2040. He's a fervent believer in climate action. Subsidizing electric vehicles by requiring EV charging infrastructure within or adjacent to new commercial and multifamily buildings. Passing one of the nation's most permissive abortion statutes that has essentially no limits and no age consideration for minors. Declaring Minnesota to be a trans refuge, with a law saying that the state will ignore a court order for the removal of a child issued in another state because that child's parent or guardian assisted the child in receiving gender-affirming care in this state. And establishing automatic voter registration and letting Minnesotans sign up for a permanent absentee ballot option. Oh, the horror. Oh my God. The Wall Street Journal is really upset that Tim Walz is providing free college to anybody in the state, including illegal immigrants who make under $80,000 a year. It's breathtaking that he has created a state system for paid family and medical. Who doesn't want paid family and medical leave? Do you really want the cook or the waiter in the restaurant who's going to be coughing all over your plate to be showing up for work sick because they don't have paid sick days? I mean, I don't understand how the Republican logic around this, other than, just work them till they die, right? Mandating the public utilities generate 80% carbon-free electricity by the end of this decade. That's great. I mean, Minnesota's got a bunch of wind year-round, and they got a bunch of sun, actually, not so much in the winter, but certainly in the summer. Having a permissive abortion statute, in other words, just trusting women and their doctors to make the right decisions. Oh, how can you do that? Declaring the state a trans refuge state, hey, we're going to protect you from the bigots. And establishing automatic voter registration. Oh my God. And you can sign up to be a permanent absentee, in other words, to always get a mail-in ballot in Minnesota. This is just beyond the pale, isn't it? I'm just baffled. I mean, the Wall Street Journal editorial board thinks these are bad things. That tells you everything you need to know about the GOP.